Corruption in the National Assembly also includes what they call constituency projects, which they give to their agents to execute, but invariably full payment is made with little or no job done. In all this, if the executive is not absolutely above board, the offending members of the National Assembly resort to subtle or open threat, intimidation, and blackmail of the executive. When the executive pay the hush money, normally in millions of dollars, all is quiet in form of whitewashed report and or reports that fail to deal effectively with the issue.
Welcome back. We're still with the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. Thank you for joining us once again. Well, we left off with the issue of corruption in the system, of course. Let's delve into this, this challenge right now. Several people have come up with the issue of quirks in the system and having non-professionals progressing in professional cadres and the rest of them. So many issues, in various sectors in the country. Really, this contravenes the ICPC Act. What is being done about this?
Thank you for raising the issue of quackery at various professional levels. We were mindful of all this, and that's why we've started an engagement with professional bodies and their regulating councils. I had a forum which involved a lot of professional bodies in this country. We're doing them in phases. We had that of a session with the Council of Registered Regulating Engineers, the Practice of Engineering Practice in Nigeria, COEN. We had with the accountants, with their two regulating bodies, ANAN and ICANN, the Medical Lab Science, and similar bodies, the Teachers Registration Council, all in a bid first to ensure that they have a review of their professional codes of practice and ethics. And I brought in a consultant to talk to them, and we are reviewing those professional codes for them, infusing ethics and integrity in line with the international standards. And I'm happy to say at least 7 of them have already accepted this, which is a good process. Now, in terms of executing government contracts and in carrying out professional services, where the law says it must be done by professionals, we are now interested in ensuring that it's only professionals that are involved in it, because non-professionals are not bound by any rules or regulations of the regulating agencies. And so they can plead that they were never members of such organizations or councils. And so you can't really hold them to it. If you find a market woman who is supervising a building contract, what do you expect that would happen?
We have rampant cases everywhere.
Yes, we have that, and we have all in the past been shouting and bemoaning our feet. Nobody was taking action. We believe in this commission that we should get involved in matters that require urgent activities, particularly where the common good of everybody is involved, irrespective of the fact that some of these activities are commonplace. Over time, people have begun to believe that because everybody is doing it, it's right. Until we now have a major disaster on our hands and begin to set up all kinds of panels of inquiry after the damage has been done. My function is to prevent the occurrence of such. And that's why I'm holding professional bodies and regulating councils responsible for their members to do the right thing. That way it reduces my job to only those few members that have refused to keep to the professional tenets, rather than me running after everybody. And then the professional bodies now know that they will be held responsible for whatever failure is occurring in their field of expertise. And so they then find out the quacks and say, look, these persons are not part of us. And so when you award a contract, They will not wait for the contract to fail before coming to complain we were not involved. The moment they know that the quack is involved, they would run to the agency that is awarding the contract. This man is not qualified to handle this contract, you better remove his name, or we take it up with the law enforcement agencies. I think that is the best way to go about it.
Even within the system, how possible is it for you to really entrench that ethical values, in the staff? When they see a lot of corruption starting right from the top?
Staff of my organization or outside?
In other sectors, I mean.
Oh, in other sectors. That's why I'm insisting that it is every sector is regulated. Every sector.
In the civil service, the
civil service, private sector, even in the market. Do you know you cannot go and sell crayfish if you are not a member of the Crayfish Women's Association? Every sector is regulated. And so if we work with the regulating agencies and empower them and strengthen their systems, we'll gain a lot of mileage. If you tell the persons who are, for example, producing sachet water, don't do X, Y, Z, and you get NAFDAC as a regulating agency to be on their neck and show them the cost-benefit analysis of how their business is not working or working properly, and make sure that they get the rewards of their endeavor. The genuine persons who are recorded will be the ones reporting to NAFDAC on a daily basis. Look, there's this guy who is doing what he should not be doing. When you leave it unregulated and unpunished, the bottom line here is punishment. When people don't see persons being punished for certain acts they do, they assume that we can do it and get away with it. But the first thing I'll do is to give you an opportunity to know what you're doing is wrong. And so when I come after you in the enforcement mode, you know that it's not because I hate you, but because you have decided not to follow or to the path that you expected to do. Within the civil service, we have anti-corruption and transparency units. And they have brought it to the attention of all their staff. We have codes of conduct. That's why the Code of Conduct Bureau was set up, and the Code of Conduct Tribunal to punish infractions. It's very clear as to what your ethical conduct should be in the public service. So if you go against it, we know what to do.
So what sort of situation are you applying to this? I know currently you're prosecuting the federal government's payroll system, where it has been discovered that we have ghost workers, and that has eaten deep into the system. How are you going about this?
The payrolling system of any country, if it is not something you can monitor easily, will admit of the abuses we saw in the past. And what you would find is when you receive a whistleblower's alert that this person is inserting names in this agency, or where two persons who have been stealing government funds in an agency through ghost workers disagree on the sharing ratio, one of them will now write a petition to expose the other person. But with the migration of the manual payrolling system to what is now known as the information payroll system, IPPS, integrated personnel payroll information system, IPS, every payment is made against a name. I'm not worried if the name is a ghost under the present dispensation. The good thing is that that ghost must receive his money or her money through the bank. And I know that ghosts cannot receive money in any bank. It has to be a physical person. So the tracking of ghost workers, in quotes, has become very easy. It might take time, but you'll be arrested. And so that has sanitized to a large extent the issue that was raised by the Honorable Minister of Finance about the insertion of and it really did a lot. It eliminated a whole lot of persons who were not supposed to be there. The investigations we've carried out so far is most revealing, and we've started doing quite a number of arrests, including even at the IPC level where one or two persons could not resist the temptation of still inserting names on the electronic platform. But they forget that the electronic platform has a way also of generating its reports, which has a ready response.
Speaking of which, the issue of arrests, you're making arrests and they're going to jail, at the same time we're having issues of jailbreaks. How concerned are you about this?
My perspective as a Nigerian is that we need to begin to look at a systemic response to some of these issues. And I know that the criminal justice system is actually doing some serious work in that direction. And that is most of the persons who are in prison custody supposed to be there, particularly those awaiting trial. And that's what the criminal system, justice system is trying to sort out now. Some of the persons who are there, for example, could have been given non-custodial sentences. Every morning go and sweep the streets under supervision. So I don't need to put you in prison custody. So that I know that if I have in prison custody those who have been rightly convicted, I know I'm managing a number I can control.
Very well, thank you, Chairman of the ICPC, Mr. Ekpo Nta. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming on Dateline. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for your views and comments as always. Continue to send us your opinions using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. And don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. And you can make your comments after viewing the current video as well as older episodes of the program. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.